It is mid-December, and here in Zone 9B up in Northern California, my garden actually has a decent amount going on, and I am really excited to start this month's garden tour with this sunflower that has recently bloomed. Yes, sunflowers in December. I keep saying if you live in a warmer climate, you can grow sunflowers pretty much year-round, and here is the proof. Sadly, I have to cover it up when I'm not outside in the garden to enjoy it, or else a squirrel will decapitate it. But if I'm outside, it's nice to see it while I'm working. This is my mini bell tomato plant, and it is still producing and doing well, even though it looks a little bit scraggly. I should probably clean this plant up a little bit. I do have another little sunflower here that looks like it's about to bloom, which is very exciting, especially since we have had some very gloomy days here. The artichokes are thriving, and here are two suckers I removed and am trying to root. So far, it doesn't seem like there are any roots, but the suckers haven't started to wilt or anything, so I think there is a good chance that they will root, but we'll see. Here are some more tomato plants. They are slowing down, but they are still putting out new growth and flowers, so I'll keep letting them hang on until they stop flowering. I finally removed the loofah and the loofah vine, and once I make sure my pillbug infestation is fully under control, I'll transplant some sweet pea flower seedlings. I think they will look so pretty over this arch. I have some other seedlings that I am waiting to get a tiny bit bigger before transplanting, just so they can handle some pest pressure, because I just know if I transplanted them at this size that they'd get decimated. So I'll wait until they are a bit bigger and stronger. And on that note, the other day I sowed a ton of seeds in all of my Scilla seedling seed trays. We have beets and Asian greens in here. Hopefully these can catch up soon so I can transplant them as well. I have a cold frame coming next week, so I'll pop those in the cold frame once it's set up, and hopefully that will help expedite their growth with a little more warmth. I have these covered right now just in case the squirrels decide that they want to dig these up too. You can never be too careful with these squirrels. And speaking of squirrels, they tried to dig up my comfrey and strawberry planters here. So yeah, even mature plants, they will dig around. So that is why I really want to make sure that my seedlings are big and strong first, if not for the insects taking bites out of them, for the squirrels that dig. The shishito peppers are still going strong, and my other pepper bed is still doing well. It's slowing down, but still going. I am keeping an eye on the overnight temperatures to make sure these get covered if we are expecting frost. But so far, the overnight temps as of late have been in the 40 Fahrenheit degree range, so I'm not super concerned at the moment. The citrus trees are doing their thing. Here is my Australian finger lime and kumquat trees. Back here is my flower patch that I have been trying to grow out for the past few years, and I think 2025 might be the year. I have a lot of volunteer alyssum popping up, as well as a lot of volunteer forget-me-nots, and I have sprinkled a lot of other flower seeds in this area as well. I think it will be looking really beautiful this spring. Here is another tomato plant that is looking kind of sad. I'll likely remove this one very soon, but this one next to it, the Thorburns terracotta, seems to be doing really well. I have some peas flowering here, and my garlic is starting to sprout, which is exciting. I had one elephant garlic clove in here, and it has sprouted as well, and we have some ranunculus starting to come up. Most of my fruit trees have gone dormant, but that's boring, so I won't show you all of those. This is my pineapple sage that is in bloom again. It is really gorgeous, and I am going to get this in the ground soon because it's been in a container, but I want it to really grow and get big. The calendula is starting to bloom again. I expect there to be a lot of volunteers here too, because I don't think I was able to collect all of the seeds, but hey, you can never have too much calendula. Moving along to the front yard, I have this planter that has some dwarf sunflowers in it, and I have some cosmos still going in this raised bed and another sunflower here. I have to have all of this junk in here to protect them from the squirrels digging them up, but I do plan to get a round of radishes planted in here soon, so I'll have to cover the whole bed to keep the squirrels out. I have a lot of volunteer nasturtium popping up everywhere. This is going to look really great when they flower. I cannot wait. My freesia bulbs that I planted last year are popping up, as are my daffodils. I have tons of daffodils in my front yard. They were here when I moved in, so I have no idea how long they've been multiplying, but it's been at least a few years. My perennials are starting to put out new growth, so this should be a very colorful yard in the spring. And I really mean that, because here is a poppy seedling, a volunteer, and here is a sunflower volunteer. But if we look out on this patch of mulch, these are all poppy and sunflower seedlings. I know I did throw out some different varieties of poppy seeds around, but not this many, so most are going to be volunteers, and I am going to have my very own super bloom in my front yard. I really can't wait to see how it looks when they all bloom because I was a little sad about how my flowers panned out this year, but I have a good feeling about next year. I am so excited for all of these changes and developments in the garden, and a month from now, I'm sure there will be a lot more that is different.